after he go on his tangent and he's basically just letting me know that he was right and I was wrong again, I would just, try to let him know I know I made a mistake, but I broke up with him for a good reason. He wasn't supportive of my education. Um, and I just felt that I'm, at school for a reason. My reason is to learn to graduate and to expand my knowledge to pass it on to someone else who may need it.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't understand that, so that's why I broke up with him. But from in turn, me breaking up with him, it left me with the place that we got together. I now have to pay for that, and that's why I'm not doing good.
Okay, so a slew of I told you so's, I told you so's. You shouldn't have got with them. You know, the whole 9 yard, the whole little parent spiel. All right, I see you beat around the bush a lot, but you didn't get to your grades, which you know will affect your father more.
Yes.
So you basically solved your problem right here about talking to him about the boyfriend. Like, you basically, when you explained it, it was like, I wasn't your father, I wasn't in the room. You were just saying it from you. And that's how you should say it. Like, at this time, what's your father's first name?
Rodney.
Rodney. All right, so there's this thing I want you to do called like distancing. So is what I would like as a social worker, like
Mm-hmm.
in a counselor, what we do is in order to not develop like an emotional attachment or get too attached to our clients, we create some type of distance, some type of boundary. So we do not see if I had a little girl here like that's 5 years old, I don't see her as my daughter. I don't see her as my as my niece or my goddaughter. It's just right now she's my client. And she has a name and whatever her first name is, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help her.
Okay.
And that's the type of distancing you need to have with your father. So when you go talk to him about the issue, he's not dad. He's Ronnie. Don't slip out and say Ronnie. But you just see him as he's just Ronnie to you. He's not your father.
Okay.
Because, when adults have conversations, it's an adult conversation. And this is an adult conversation that needs to be had in order for you to, build your confidence and repair the relationship with your father or maintain it.
Okay.
So basically, what you did right there with the whole distancing, you didn't see me as your father. Like I, you even forgot that I was your counselor. You know, that's what you have to do. Um, but you have to bring up the grades. So, how would you bring up the grades to your father?
Um. So, from everything that I'm going through, I haven't been attending class on a regular, and it is affecting my grades. Um, I know that I can redeem myself and end strong. I talked to my counselor. I talked to my professors. They gave me extra assignments to complete because they know that this is not a norm for me. So my counselor, excuse me, my teacher, she was actually the one that referred me to the counselor because she noticed that there was a pattern that just wasn't adding up based off of what she seen my freshman year going into my sophomore year.
Okay, well that's definitely a good way to explain it to your dad. Like I said, that distancing that he's not your dad. He's an adult man named Ronnie who's
Yeah.
here with you that you have to, you know, that you kind of have to let the loosen up the leash so you can enjoy your life and enjoy your freedom.
Okay.
But one thing we do have to prepare for is in the instance that your father just doesn't understand.
Mhm.
How would you take it if your father was still like, I don't care what you want, da da da, I want you to do this? Like, what would you do if your father just didn't listen to you?
Well, that's pretty much what he always done. So I would cry. I would go, into an area by myself and just kind of just shut down. Like my brother would try to come to the room. Family members that's over, they would try to come console me, but I just shut down. And it's just kind of like my dad. He raised me, so I look to him for everything, and to know that I can't go to him and he give me the type of heartfelt response that I need and that I want. He's more critical. He's harsh, and I still haven't figured out, other than military background, why is he that way. So it's kind of difficult for me to take his feedback and be okay with it.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely do understand it. But you normally, at the end of the day, you go back to your father.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you a harsh truth right now. Sometimes, you know, you just have to let people go. I'm not saying to let your father go completely, not to call him, not to be in his life, and not to be around. But while you're in school, if your father chooses not to be supportive, you have to let yourself know when is the right time to cut the rope and start pursuing things for yourself.
Okay.
So you're gonna have this conversation with your father about breaking up with your boyfriend in the grades, and whatever decision he makes, you have to know, are you ready to cut the rope still in there? Because right now this year, your sophomore year, going to your junior year, spring semester is about to start, and and you're about to get into your major if you decide to stay in criminal justice, or you're about to switch your major. So right now is a pivotal time for you, and you don't, not to say you don't need your father. Every girl needs their father, but you have to know that you know you can do this without him. That this is for you and not for him. Because at the end of the day, when you walk across the stage with your diploma, well, degree, did I call it diploma degree? With your degree, and you're living a successful life, he's going to realize that, hey, I was kind of harsh to her, but look at her, she's happy now. And that's all your father wants is your happiness. He just doesn't know how to say it. Okay? So we kind of got the steps to achieve the goal. You got to, So how would you go about cutting the ropes with your father?
Honestly, I haven't thought about that. That was something that never crossed my mind. So I really don't have an answer as far as how would I go about doing that. Only because it's something I never thought about doing.
Okay. I know it's hard for every, young girl to cut the ropes with her dad. Or even a parental figure, not a girl or, it's either a girl or a boy. Like, if they got to cut the ropes with their mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle, it's always a hard thing. Another check to make sure it didn't shut down. Alright. We're back. Cool. You haven't thought about cutting the ropes with your father, okay? So, that's something you have time to think about. Because when are you going home for break? When's the next break?
The next break is in about 3.5 weeks.
Alright, 3.5 weeks. Alright, so that's almost a month. That's almost a month and some change. In these next 3.5 weeks, I understand that you're a busy person. That, you have a lot of things to do. Your work, you're in school, you have to support yourself now. How would you like meeting with me every week, like on a weekly basis, so we can help meet your goals, and then mainly to also help you learn to, let negative things in your life go?
I would like that. I definitely think I would need it, and it would be beneficial for me.
Okay. So what times are you free?
Well, since I'm going to be in all of my classes for the whole period, I would say on Wednesdays around 3.
Okay. That's great because that's almost near my closing time, so you will be my last session.
Okay.
All right, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. So are you sure you want to be able to make these weekly meetings?
Yes, I'm positive.
All right. But also, you didn't think I would have homework for you, would you? I'm the type of person that likes to, have you ever heard of the expression, knock 2 birds in 1 stone?
Yes.
I like to knock 2 birds with 1 stone. That's how I am. I'm a solutions-oriented person, and I want to be able to get you on the track to graduation and on the track to a successful and fulfilling life here at Virginia State University as soon as possible. I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just trying to, get you on track because, semesters, they might look like they're long, but they're actually really short. Okay. So by the end of the semester, I at least want you at a 2.5 because I want the best for you. But your homework will be, right? Have you ever, back in high school, seen the athletes or football players or the truant kids go up after class with a teacher and have them, sign a form saying that they were in class or whatnot?
Yes, I've seen that before.
You know, so it's an attendance log. It's not a conduct sheet. I'm not saying you're a bad student.
Okay.
But what the attendance log will have me do, since one of your goals is to attend class more often, is not for me, but it's for you. It's for you to see, track your progress and track how far you're becoming. And every week that you come to me, you turn in the attendance log so I can see that you've been meeting your goal.
Okay.
It is not nothing where, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank the student's behavior or what is their grade like? I don't need to know all that.
Okay.
I just need to know that you're attending class. So it's just date, time. Like just date, signature, date,
Okay.
signature. Sounds manageable. I'm not trying to meddle in your personal life. Some people feel some type of way about it because they think it's invasive.
No, I think I can do it, and that will push me, kind of be like a motivation, knowing that I don't want to come back to you without my attendance log complete. So I know I have to go to class now.
All right. Well, you're the first person that I've heard that's been happy about an attendance log. That's interesting. So, all right. So we're going to have more sessions beyond this 3.5 weeks. But with the 3.5 week goal is to get you to be able to be confident enough to go to your father and to learn to let him go if things don't happen the way they're supposed to happen when you talk to your father.
Okay.
So the 3.5 weeks is in preparation for your meeting with them. We know that we're meeting now, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. If you cannot make a meeting or I won't be able to attend a meeting, a phone works both ways. Email works both ways. I'm going to give you my personal contact info, so if I'm not in the office, you can always reach me.
Okay.
Sounds cool?
Yes.
All right. Just know that you have to have your attendance log, and just remember that at the end of the day, nothing ever leaves this room.
Okay.
You signed a form indicating that nothing leaves this room. We're going to make sure that nothing leaves this room.
Okay.
So to wrap everything up, how do you feel about this meeting?
I feel that it was really informative, and I do feel a lot better now that I've been able to talk to somebody that haven't judged me. It's a lot easier speaking with you than it is my dad. So it was a really good meet, and I look forward to coming to our other sessions.
Okay. So you feel like that you can actually make progress with these weekly meetings?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I can make progress with it and change.
Okay.
And accomplish the goals.
You still not thinking about getting back with the boyfriend?
No.
Okay, just want to ask that question at the end. Make sure that, you still keep that thought in your head that, like, he's no good. Not to tell you to be like, throw up the middle finger at him or nothing. It's just, I want you to still be able to understand that, yeah, you did love him for a period of time, but, right now, he should not be your focus. Getting back with him shouldn't be your focus. Right. Getting on track to graduation and getting that. What's your long-term goal right here? Like, you read it?
To graduate with a GPA at least above 3.0 or above.
Alrighty. That's the goal right now. That's what you want to achieve, and Kevin, your ex, is not it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Alrighty. So what I'm about to do right now, to wrap everything up, is to hand you your weekly attendance log.
Okay.
And you don't have to go make a blank copies of this every week when you come in with the old one. I'll just refresh it with a new one.
Okay.
Because I understand how expensive printing and copying is, on campus. Because I have to use the system here too.
Okay.
You have that. Just make sure that your teachers, if you're having a problem with a teacher who's judging you or anything about, the attendance log or looking at you any type of way, just, not to sound thuggish, but refer them to me. Okay. I'll make sure that, I'm not going to tell them what's going on, but I'll tell them to, at least comply, because this is for the betterment of you.
Okay.
Like I said, nothing leaves this room, so I will not tell them why you have an attendance log.
Okay.
Just, if anyone is salty, just let me know.
Okay.
And that's about it. Our session's over. I will see you next week, Wednesday at 3 p.m. Be sure to bring your attendance log. There's really no other homework I will have for you to do.
Okay.
Just work on your confidence building skills in terms of talking with your dad. Just, practice get a male friend that kind of reminds you of your dad. Like, get somebody from ROTC.
Okay.
And just, just rehearse what you will say to them. Like, I know everybody on campus has at least one friend in ROTC or knows somebody in ROTC. So, exchange that dialogue with them. And, have them, just treat him like he would be your father and have that conversation with that person and just rehearse.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do when you come back is we're going to talk about, we're going to look at your tennis